The British first came to India as the East India Company with the sole intention of trading, but corruption and greed led them to ultimately take over as the rulers of India. In 1617, Sir Thomas Roe approached the Mughal Emperor Jahangir and sought his permission to build a factory in Surat. In 2 years, this permission was granted. Within 10 years, another factory was opened in Bombay that became the headquarters of the company. Soon, the Indian region was divided into three presidencies: Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. The British slowly started taking interference in the political and economical matters of India, and this didn't go unnoticed by the then rulers of India. Wars and battles were taking place, such as the battles of Plassey, the battles of Buxar, and many more. But India failed to win against the British, and this is how gradually the British rule came into power. The Sepoy Rebellion in 1857 was an attempt by the Mughal emperor to regain power, and it showed a desire on the part of Indians to win back the control of their own country. The rebellion that lacked organization, support, and leadership left widespread bitterness. In 1858, the British government took over rule of India with power in the hands of the British Parliament. In 1885, National Congress was formed. Little more than a debating society, it did represent every geographical area and all religious groups and castes. In 1906, the Muslim League was formed to advance the cause of Mohammedanism in India. India tried many ways to gain independence, be it violent or non-violent. Many battles were taking place and many movements were taking place. Movements such as Khilafat movement, the Quit India movement, the Salt March, also known as the Civil Disobedience movement, did take place but failed. However, these movements did have an impact on the roots of the British rule. In 1946, Clement Attlee, Prime Minister of the Great Britain, offered complete independence as soon as Indian leaders could agree on a form of government that could manage a free India. As soon as this news broke out, major political parties and communities, especially the Sikhs, the Congress, and the Muslim League, started negotiating. In 1947, the Muslim League launched Direct Action Day. Its purpose was to convey that an undivided India would no longer be possible. On June 3, 1947, Lord Mountbatten, the last British Governor General in India, announced the partitioning of India into secular India and a Muslim Pakistan. On August 14, 1947, Pakistan was declared as a separate nation with Muhammad Ali Jinnah as its leader. On August 15, 1947, the stroke of midnight, India was declared as the independence nation. In this way, the country got independence after a stiff struggles of Indian soldiers, the citizens, and the freedom fighters. Today, I celebrate the 75th year of India's independence. Happy Independence Day to everyone. Bharat Mata ki Jai.